G'day viewers, time for a cuppa. We're back here in Train Sim World 3 on the Cross City line in Birmingham. And guess what? I've just finished the mastery for Cross City line. What is mastery, you ask? Well, basically you have to do some tasks and you get some stuff. So for Cross City, we have two tiers. Tier 1, you have to do Cross City cruising, where you drive for 20 miles along the route. And you have to complete 3 of the scenarios on the route. And your reward for that is you get a new font for the livery designer. Kinda cool. Tier 2 is a little bit harder. You've got to complete 3 timetables. Now that in itself's not harder, that's not uncommon. A lot of them you do that and you pick 3 really short timetables and away you go. But you have to drive 100 miles. So you may as well do some long ones. Where do you find long timetables on Cross City, you ask, that aren't stopping every station so they don't take too long? Well, nice segue. But what do you get when you actually achieve this stuff? You get some new narrowboats with some new bunting, and it turns up at Bournville station on the canal. So let's jump out of here. And in my original describer for this route with my thoughts in the review, I did lead you astray just a little bit. Got to confess to that. Very important. Let's have a look at the route and I'll show you what I mean. So if we're looking at the timetable, you'll notice there's the 323, the 37-5, a high-speed train, and the Class 66. I actually thought the Class 66 that came with this, because you get the RHTT train, the railhead treatment train, I thought that was part of the route, but I'm wrong. Sorry. It's actually a layer. So if you've got Southeastern High Speed and the RHTT train, or you've got the RHTT train by itself as a separate DLC, it will now turn up in Cross City. And if you go and have a look at the services, for the ones that come from the other routes, there's some freight things to do. So there's a container train, and there's a cement train, and there's Boston sidings to Swindon stores, that's a steel train, another cement train, another steel train, and then we get into the RHTTs. Now, all the freights are a bit short because they're all down one end of the route. Later on in the day, there's a few more freights. So there's the steel train, another cement train, another aggregate train, and another aggregate train. And we get a bunch of up and down the route cleaning the tracks with the railhead treatment train. So you can get into those if you've got that DLC. So the 66s will layer in from East Coastway, Southeastern High Speed, and Great Western Express. The other layers, the Class 37-5, will come in from Tees Valley Line, and it's part of a rail tour. Now, I'm guessing these must be an overnight service from somewhere to somewhere else, and this is in the middle, because it's the only way this really makes sense. So there's Derby to Penzance, which is a diesel rail tour that you drive from Lichfield City to Bromsgrove, and Penzance to Derby. Would you be at all surprised that it goes the other way? Probably not. But anyway, that's life. It's a fun thing to drive, and it's a good way to rack up some miles. And the 37s are kind of cool. They sound fantastic. The high-speed train comes in. It's not your traditional high-speed run, though. Certainly not on this line. There's 3 services, and you can drive HSC power cars from Bromsgrove to Kings Norton, and that's going off to a maintenance depot. There's an empty stock HST movement from Bromsgrove to Kings Norton, again heading off for maintenance somewhere else. And there's coming back from maintenance, the HSC power cars on their return trip, so you can have some fun with them as well. Now, I'm going to just on foot, we're going to pop out to Bourneville, so that we can have a look at what you get with the mastery. Now, I'm going to go in there at 9:55, method to my madness, because I'm going to steal a train so that we can use the aerial camera, because it's really the only way to get a good look at this. So let's just have a quick look. There's a train sitting over there. That's actually the one we're going to steal, so that's fine. It'll wake up shortly because it's almost time. What you get with the mastery is a few new narrowboats. So there's this one, a little barge. There's a picnic table with some people on it, and a couple more boats down there, and some flags or bunting over the river. So let's just come charging down here. And I've got to say, I've lost count of how many times I've collected these flowers. So there you go. Let's just jump in the cab here. Stick them up. This is a robbery. Stealing a train, mate. Alright, let's take this train. Let's get the brakes on. And get it into forward. Why not? We'll just leave it there. And let's jump into the 8 camera, because this gives us a better look at the mastery. It's really the only way to actually get down here to have a look. So there's this narrowboat, which has got a bunch of people yakking away. It appears to be a blue one. A few more people yakking away on the front of that one. Then we've got a barge full of crap, basically. And a new picnic table turns up, and a few people having a bit of a conversation. And there's these 2 blokes who look like they should be either holding a cuppa or maybe holding a beer. I don't know. Not too sure. But anyway. Don't know where it's gone. And clearly a fake moustache. But anyway, maybe they're a bit shifty. You get this new bin too. That wasn't there before. There's a red narrowboat here that wasn't here before. And another blue one. And there's a few people having a conversation up the back of this one here. So, that's it for the mastery. So there you go. What else is at Bournville? Ah, yes. We come flying up here. There's a bear in there with a story to tell. Over the back of Bournville is the Cadbury factory, where they make the Cadbury chocolate. And if we come back into the station, the other cool features about Bournville, there's some other collectibles. So let me just jump out of this train and we'll go for a wander. So let's just jump back in there. All right, up and out. So we'll just let him do his thing. Someone will take that over eventually. So here's one of the collectibles here with the little metal moo cow full of flowers. And if we come wandering up the ramp, you can see the really magnificent purple, highly detailed arches with the rail stock and the narrowboats and the factory on the other side, all represented there. And we're going to head up here. There's also these really cool features on each of the posts and the supports there. And wander around here. Can't quite get onto the road. Come up here and come back down the other side because let's go look at one of the other collectibles. So we've seen the bears and we've seen the flowers. Here's the other one here, the little Cadbury dairy milk boxes. You'll see these around the place, and when you jump on one of those, you get to collect the chocolate bars. That looks decidedly pink in this light, doesn't it? Well, it's not. It's purple. Sorry, Matt. It's definitely purple. But anyway, welcome to Bourneville. Why don't we just send this train out of here? I feel sorry for the people sitting there, since nothing's taken it over yet. I should probably close the door, shouldn't I? There's another one. Right, let's send you on your way. See you later, Mr. 323. I hope you do well driving on your own. I see how many people didn't get into the trains, but there you go. Well, that's about it. So we have our new mastery. And we have the other features of Bourneville, and we have all of our collectibles. So why don't we just join these guys for a bit of a yak. So what do you guys think of the new route? You know, they never really say much. Not really ever. But that's okay. Alrighty, that's it. So, chuck us a subscribe, click on the tinkly things, you get notified about new stuff, and give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Alrighty, see you later. Bye now.